Hi, welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. I'm your host, Brian Koval. Before we get started, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. If you want to see me play your favorite deck or your spicy brew on the channel, I take donation deck lists. I'll do a deck tech, play a full Magic Online League, and help tune your list. If that sounds good, check out my contact info. It's in the video description below. Now let's go play some Magic.
Hello and welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. I'm playing Legacy today. This is a donation deck list from Scott. And Scott, the Mad Lad, has finally combined Opposition Agent with Marilyn of the Morn Song. So if you're not familiar with this interaction, Opposition Agent says, while an opponent is searching their library, they exile each card they find. You may play those cards for as long as they remained exiled, and you may spend mana as any color to cast those spells, and you control them while they search. Marilyn the Mornsong says players can't draw cards. At the beginning of each player's draw step, the player loses 3 life, searches the library for a card, puts it into their hand. So basically, this is a lock where for the rest of the game, instead of drawing cards, you search their deck for a card that you get to cast, and eventually they die in 3-point chunks. So this is something that was talked about off the spoiler of Opposition Agent, but I haven't actually seen anyone put it into a deck yet. So Scott sent me this deck where he had 4 Maryland, 4 Opposition Agent in an otherwise kind of bug shell. He had some Wastelands and stuff, and I cleaned up the list a little bit because I think that getting this opposition into play early and often is going to be important. So I added a couple different ways to jump the mana curve. There's some dark rituals, some mana creatures, and the best dark ritual of all, Carpet of Flowers. So it it seems a little strange to me to have dark ritual and daze in the same deck, but if you're turn oneing opposition agent, I think that's where you want to be. So I'm going to experiment with this. This is of course a rough list. It's never been done before, but the sideboard is just full of good cards. Oko and Uro are present in the deck. Quick note on Oko, and I guess side note on Uro. When I am recording this league, obviously these cards are still legal. I record my content usually like 2 weeks in advance, and Oko is on the watch list. So it's possible Oko is not legal by the time you're watching this video. If true, don't worry about it because this is the main engine, and you can replace this with some other card in bug colors. There's plenty of good ones. So that said, let's go try to lock people out with Marilyn. Right, I'm on the play here. This hand needs some lands, but I have Island and Ponder, so I'm going to keep. Ponder fixes everything. I have some Disruption and at least a line to a turn 3 agent, whether I go land or Green Source Goose. Like turn 3 agent is possible. Opponent's on 5 cards. So are they a combo deck or are they unlucky? Stay tuned to find out. Okay, I found 1 card I want and 2 cards I probably don't. So I'm going to draw the Oko and shuffle away the Marilyn. And I have Opposition Agent, but do you really want the hooked in with Opposition Agent before Marilyn's in your hand? Because Marilyn is not a good card without Agent. All right, what do we got? Chalice of the Void. That kind of sucks because I am counting on this Golden Goose, but I can play around. Like, I'm holding Abrupt Decay. The 3-drop is the card in my hand I care about. And by 3-drop, I mean this one, because Opposition Agent is not going to be good against this Ancient Tomb deck. And I can hardcast Daze this turn, and I still have Force. I don't want to pitch my Oko, but I can. Oh shit. And me with all these counter spells. Oh wow, Dragon? We're playing its Dragon Stompy. Please cast Trinisphere. Oh, Chromatic Lantern. Alright, that I can actually Daze. So I'm going to get Bayou, because it makes the 2 colors I don't have yet. Yeah, if that ramps up into dragon spells, then that's no good for me. So, because they have the cavern at that point. All right, gonna need a land here. Easy game. Sorry, opponent. You thought we were gonna have fun. Instead, I have Oko. All right, let's see if they have a haste creature. Oh, I just noticed their username is Dragon Lord. That's so sweet. Love the commitment. Oh, an island in your dragon deck. One color Pented Prism. Okay, interesting. All right, well, I can start to develop the hooks here. I wish this Force of Will was on, but it's not. I could Elk Pented Prism or Elk Chalice. I suspect Goldspan Dragon is the dragon that they have, because that one is really sweet, and it's hot new out of Kaldheim. I've been thinking about some brews with that myself. So I actually think I just want to Elk my food. Start attacking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 mana. So I can Abrupt Decay the Pented Prism, or I can let whatever this stupid dragon is resolve, and then Opposition Agent untap Marilyn, and then the hooks are in, and I just have to race the dragon. And I have Oko in play to do it. So I guess it depends on what the dragon actually is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now they have 6 mana. Alright, uncounterable dragon on the way. It is, in fact, Goldspan Dragon. Very nice. Big fan of that. So they get to make a treasure, and the treasure sacks for 2. And they are attacking Oko. You got it. Yeah, so Oko can just elk this dragon, and then the hooks are in. I would like to draw a blue card here. Didn't draw a blue card, that's okay. Sorry. No fun zone. Wow, that happened pretty quick. This got the hooks in. I think they're figuring out if they can ever win. Depends on what this one card in their hand is. If it's a removal spell, they're going to win easily. If it's not, they're going to lose immediately. All right, I guess they could have some powerful dragon in their hand still. Nope, just dead. Oh, too good. That was pretty nice. That's the linear straight to the top combo plan. All right, so Carpet of Flowers is not going to be good here. I don't think I'm going to need Cling to Dust. Collector Oof's going to be good. We saw Pented Prism as part of their plan. Fatal Push probably doesn't matter. I could play Engineer naming dragons, buy some time. Brazen Borrower is good. It can bounce a Chalice or a dragon. I don't think I want Thoughtseize. Like, that just doesn't seem good against the Chalice deck. On the draw, like, on the play it might be better. I don't think Fatal Push is going to have very many targets. Abrupt Decay can hit Chalice, so that's at least good. Daze can hit some of their lock pieces, but does that even matter? I mean, they probably have Blood Moons and shit. And I did Daze that Chromatic Lantern. That was pretty hot last game. I actually think Thoughtseize is going to be better than Daze. I take it all back. I'm bringing in a ton of answers to Chalice of the Void, and Thoughtseize is going to be, on average, a better, like, pound for pound card than Daze is going to be against the Cavern of Souls deck. Especially on the draw. Okay. I'm going to do it like this. Alright, so I'm going to keep this hand. It's got Ponders and stuff. If they have turn 1 Blood Moon, I lose. Is what it is. There is no basic forest in the deck, so there's no chance to turn on Abrupt Decay. I'm also not in good shape to a turn 1 Chalice, but I can work through that with the decay. I got trophy also. Look at this prismatic vista. That means opposition agent does have some extra text in addition to being the combo card. Well, there's the entire combo. Is this something I'm interested in? And probably I have this dark ritual. Yeah, this actually looks really good. Still dead to Blood Moon, but what are you gonna do? All right. This is more likely to be Chalice than Blood Moon, I would hope. I'm ready for Chalice. Okay, that's fine. Several answers lined up for that one. And now I'm good against Blood Moon too, because I could just float the mana, then destroy the Blood Moon. I can Assassin's Trophy the Cavern of Souls if I need to unlock a counterspell in the future. Coalition Relic. Yeah, that's not what I'm going to fight over here. Let's let my people go. With the Dark Ritual, I'm 1 mana short of just hooking in the combo all at once. That's kind of fucked up. Yeah, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1 short. But I can Opposition Agent plus Assassin's Trophy, and then untap. Yeah, they search their deck. Maybe I should have done that up front, like before. I guess I don't care. I don't have a counterspell. So they play Goldspan or Thunderbreak Regent. All right, whenever. All right, so that can deal damage to me. This thing has flying but not haste. Okay, so end step, Dark Ritual, Opposition Agent, Assassin's Trophy. Let's make sure nothing bad's gonna happen to me here. They declined to search because I would have just gotten the search for them. Then I'm going to brainstorm before I Maryland because players can't draw cards as part of the text of Maryland. Then put back Ponder and Bayou. Get a basic island. And then here we are. The race is on. Did it again. Let's see if this Thunderbreak Regent is beatable. And I made the choice of going after Coalition Relic instead of Regent. All right, so I get to search their deck for a card to put in my hand, and I can cast however I want. Wow, Nicol Bolas? Look at this fucking deck. Ooh, they have Silumgar. How many mana do I have? I have 4, and the 5th one's there. So I'm untapping into 5 mana, so I think I want Goldspan Dragon. Yeah, I'll take a Goldspan Dragon. So they must have removal in hand, or else they would concede already. Okay, Caracas works. Alright, so I get to search my deck for a perfect spell also. Uro gains life, but doesn't do anything else. I think Assassin's Trophy is going to be pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to get Trophy. I can destroy Caracas. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah, so I'll attack for 5. Then I'll destroy Caracas, and then they'll probably concede. I just have to make sure I can make green, black, and then black, black again. So I need 3 black and a green. So this has to fetch 4. I'm going to get basic swamp with it. Yeah, green, black, 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 black. All right, yep. Boom. It's pretty nice when you can demonic tutor every turn, twice. That was insane. Nice deck, Scott. On the play in round 2, obviously not keeping this. This is the same hand. Okay, here we go. All right, I'll keep this. I'm going to send back definitely a Fatal Push, because Abrupt Decay does a similar thing but better, and I have a little room to be a bit of a chooser. And so I can chip the Daze because it's my only protective spell, but it also sets me back land drops, which I'm going to be trying to develop. So I'm going to send the Daze too. I'm going to have faith in my deck to provide a green source at some point, rather than ship the Abrupt Decay because I can't cast it, which I think is pretty faulty logic. All right, my opponent is also on 5. Maybe I should have kept the Daze if they're mulling this aggressively too. I guess a mull to 6 is normal, and I wouldn't have known they're on 5 until I keep my 5, so... Alright, there's no... I don't feel bad about that. Uh-oh, they're on 4. Now I wish I had Daze. Another are they a combo deck or are they unlucky situation. Alright, they're good on 4 cards, it seems. Yeah, if I knew they were going to go to 4, I would have kept Daze. But here we are. I guess shipping Opposition Agent also was a reasonable consideration that I didn't make. But yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Wish I had a Daze. Oh god, this sucks. I'm gonna have to brainstorm in response to whatever their last spell is. Yep, Daze would have just won this game. Let's see if I can find another one. Nope, just fucking dead. And because I led on Island instead of Sea, I can't even Abrupt Decay the Animate Dead. Okay, yep, wish I kept the Daze. Live and learn. Alright, so again, Flusterstorm is good. Surgical Extraction, this is what this card is for. This deck is pretty light on Graveyard Hate as it's currently configured. I think that's mostly okay, but there's a Cling to Dust in the main deck already. Carpet of Flowers, not very good. I don't think Torpor Orb does anything. I'm not going to play Brazen Borrower. Well, I guess Brazen Borrower is an out to a Chancellor of the Annex, but Assassin's Trophy is better at that. Okay, so Abrupt Decay does very little. It basically destroys Animate Deads, but if they put Grizzlebrand into play, that's not going to matter a whole lot. Carpet of Flowers, no text at all. Fatal Push, not good. Okay, and I think the rest of this stuff is fine. Veil of Summer can play around discard spells, which is a thing that they have. So let me see if their Veil is better than any of these other cards I have. I actually don't think I'm going to need Maryland's. Like, this is a matchup that I'm going to win or lose pretty quickly based on the early turns. Like, getting the hooks in with Maryland's not going to matter. I would love to Dark Ritual Opposition Agent to steal an Entomb. That would be great. Alright, yeah, I think this is the deck I can assemble that is best. no blue card here to go with the force. And Veil of Summer is a redraw on a blue card. And this also has protection from discard spells. I'll try this. I have to hope that they keep kind of a slow one that wants to like unmask me and then go for something, because the Veil needs to be a blowout here. Also just there's Chancellor. Luckily on the play, I can at least represent playing around that. Yeah, if they have Chancellor, Unmask, and a turn 1 monster, good job. Yeah, that game 1 showed how valuable information is. Like I would have easily won that game if I just bottomed a different card. Abrupt Decay basically has no text in the matchup. Could have got rid of that. Well, there's the Duress that I played around, but then didn't actually play around. So yeah, I guess that just resolves Chancellor of the Annex, giant blowout here. I suspect they're going to take Force of Will, and then we'll go to my turn and see what I draw. I think I should use Veil of Summer just to break the Chancellor at this point too. It's weird how long they're thinking about this. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna pop the Annex here. All right, so I have one mystery card they don't know about. They know I can destroy a monster if they put it into play, and they know I have another Veil. So let's see where this goes. So this can discard at least the Chancellor, if not also Grizzlebrand. Cool, they also had Grizzlebrand. This sucks. Oh, is this Animate Dead? All right, so Animate Dead comes into play. Let me figure out how this works. Return an enchanted creature to the battlefield under your control. I'm not sure if I destroy this now, if they ever get the Grizzlebrand, or if they keep it forever. If I, like... So when this enters the battlefield, if it's on the battlefield, it loses enchant creature card in a graveyard and gains enchant creature put onto the battlefield with Animate Dead. Return enchanted creature card to the battlefield under your control. Alright, well, I'm gonna hope this works. If it doesn't, I lose to the Grizzlebrand anyway, so this is just a pretty free science experiment. So does it never come in, or do they keep it? All right, never comes in. Cool. They had the follow-up reanimate. Okay, they have Thoughtseize. So taking Uro is kind of funny, but it's good here because redrawing is not a bad thing to do. All right, time to draw Force of Negation, or one of my graveyard hate cards. Brainstorm, not a bad card. Never is. Let's leave a little mystery in the world here. So I'm going to put back the island and Misty Rainforest. Or Dark Ritual, probably. Yeah, I'll put back the Misty and the Dark Ritual, because now my plan is going to have to be, they go for the Reanimate, I Veil of Summer in response, and draw Surgical, or Cling to Dust off of the Veil. That's basically how this game has to go. Alright, so I think all of my graveyard hate cards are black. Surgical, cling to dust, yeah. So Underground Sea is fine. Alright, 3 outer. Missed. And I can't beat a Grizzlebrand. Alright, we're dead. Yeah, just a mulligan decision that went the wrong way with no information game 1, and that's why we didn't get a game 3. On the play for round 3, this hand looks really good actually. I have turn 1 Goose with Daze backup, turn 2 Opposition Agent. I like this. First time we've gotten to ramp into any of our things. Then if we find a land, got the turn 3 Maryland lock. Oh no, I have to get Tropical Island if I want to use this Daze. That makes it awkward to have double black from Maryland because I have to spend my food to cast Opposition Agent. But I do think having Daze available is more important than having Maryland right on time. God, if they just go fetch land pass. Oh, come on, they're death and taxes. Swords to swords. Yeah, that's fine. That's annoying. Right, Abrupt Decay is a good card in this matchup. So I can Ponder now, or I can just leave up Daze and Abrupt Decay. And finding my third land on time is pretty important to this hand, but like, look how good my hand lines up here. Alright, I'm just gonna do this and hope they don't play Wasteland. If I can just like hardcast Daze, Athalia, that would be great. Oh, they are not Death and Taxes. Okay. Bummer with that plow. Oh, easy money. I also could just let this resolve, but I think taking this free Daze when I have it is better than Abrupt Decay, which the timing of Abrupt Decay matters a lot less. Land? Land. Yes. Alright, so there is an argument to just play Opposition Agent on my turn, make sure they can't play around it. But I do actually like the idea of potentially surprising them. So they would need Force of Will in their hand. Force of Negation doesn't work. They don't have any islands, they can't Daze. Alright, let's see if we win. Right, that resolved. Draw Force. Oh my god. Put it in my belly. So now they need 2 Force of Wills. I guess they could also just like kill one of these 2 creatures in the upkeep. So if they have Abrupt Decay, they can win. Alright. Bango. Alright, please don't have Abrupt Decay. Just lose. Just concede. Lose the game. No, they had upkeep effects. And they killed the right one too. Yeah, because now they get to Demonic Tutor. But so do I. So they can Demonic Tutor for Swords to Plowshares, kill Marilyn. Then we're just back into the normal game. I guess this was a series of 1-for-1 trades though, so this isn't that bad. But now I do need to top deck something good. Oh, got Caracas. Okay, that's a pretty good answer to Maryland. I think that's a lot better than Swords even. So I don't even want to play Maryland because they can just Demonic Tutor, then Bouncer again before I get to do anything. So I guess I'm just going to pass here. Wait until the next agent shows up. Look how well they've played around Carpet of Flowers, too. Oh, they're Shardless Valky. Brainstorm. So I assume that Valky's in the deck. And why would you have Shardless Agent if you're not also playing Valky? Alright, so Oko and Uro are good draws here. Take a Brainstorm or Ponder. Didn't need Dark Ritual. I think the moment has passed for that one. There's Uro. So they found Uro before I did. I have Abrupt Decay to clear out the first Uro. Oh, they're just on card draw mode. Okay. Fair enough. Another agent. Okay. So agent might be able to steal a fetch land. Depends on how many removal spells they have left. And if I draw Assassin's Trophy, I can still clear the Caracas and win. Oh, Assassin's Trophy's in the sideboard. I actually have no main deck plan for Caracas. Which of your 3 cards in hand is the removal spell? It's got to be one of them. Oh wow, they did that totally wrong. They were supposed to fetch in response, not let it resolve. Whoops. I'll take that Tropical Island. Oh, what the fuck just happened? I'm so confused. I thought I was going to get both of them. Yeah, they they definitely mistakes were made, it's safe to say. All right, there's your Tropical Island. I think this is the 3rd league I've played with Opposition Agent in my deck, and the first time I've actually sniped a fetch land with it. And even that only happened because they missequenced their plays. So take what you want about that information with Opposition Agent. What I'm saying is I don't think the card's particularly good. But this is the most pushed shell I've played with it, like trying to put it to work for real. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, unfortunately they are already at bring back Uro amounts of mana and cards in hand, or cards in graveyard. It's ready to escape again. Time to draw Cling to Dust. Ugh. Alright, I don't think I'm winning this game. We can go to the next one. I missed the window to get them locked out. They had multiple points of interaction, which they needed. So Trophy's good. We've seen Trophy out of them, and of course counter spells. Do I want Thoughtseize? I think the 1 Cling to Dust is how I want to manage Uro. I don't want to. I don't know. I guess I'll check what lines up with their deck, what I'm taking out versus what I'm bringing in. Like Fatal Push doesn't seem great, though they might have Valky. But if Valky shows up, he's probably going to be a 7-drop. They fetched around Carpet of Flowers a lot that game, which I don't know if that was intentional or it just worked out that way, but it's certainly awkward to have to think about that in sideboarding now. So what else doesn't line up so well? I mean, Daze is solid in the early turns, especially on the play. I don't need all 4 of them in the deck, though. Guess I don't need the extra Thoughtseize. Though, on the play, like, Thoughtseize plus Daze to push the combo in could be pretty good. Though Uro is the giant Daze Bricker. And the giant Thoughtseize Bricker. Both Daze and Thoughtseize are bad against Uro, which seems to be a central plan of their deck. So I think I do want Surgical. Force of Negation can probably go. I have a bunch of other answers to a resolved Oko. I feel like trying to beat this deck in play is a mistake, but also leaving in all my counterspells is also a mistake. So, tough crowd. This is what I'm going to do. Okay, cool. Thoughtseize and the combo. Yeah, let's keep this in. Even if Surgical, so I could Thoughtseize Surgical, get 2 cards out of their hand if they kept 2 or 3 of a card. I'm going to Thoughtseize you. Just have like 4 Ponders in hand. That would be great. Brainstorm, Ponder, Assassin's Trophy, Sylvan Library. Which of these is the biggest problem for me? I don't actually think I can beat Sylvan Library. Certainly not with this hand I have right now. I could take the Ponder, at least slow down their velocity a little bit. But I don't think that makes any sense. I could take the Assassin's Trophy and just hope that they don't find another removal spell. Yeah, so they have 4 cards in hand that draw cards and 1 that is removal. But spending the cantrips, pretty likely they'll be able to find another removal spell. I'm going to take Sylvan Library. That's the most powerful card in their hand that I care about. If I had a Dark Ritual or some sort of accelerant to get ahead of the Assassin's Trophy, or get ahead of all these cantrips, I would take the trophy. Arcrim's Astrolabe. I probably would have taken that if it was in their hand. It ties the whole hand together. Alright, Dark Ritual. Alright, I'll take a 3rd land though. Start to get this hand coming together. There's the Brainstorm and the Misty Rainforest, and I don't know about any of these cards for sure anymore. But I assume that they want to keep them because they're all good. Oh, they left this fetch land in play. No respect at all. Okay, they figured it out. Wait a minute. How does Surgical interact with Opposition Agent? I'm pretty sure I am searching their deck, so it doesn't interact. Search its owners. You control the opponents while they're okay, yes. I am the searcher in the case of Surgical Extraction, so it does not work how I would hope and dream that it does. Alright, I think I should fetch now. At least get my fetches cracked. So I want Underground Sea and Tropical Island here. I'm just going to play this now. I mean, they're obviously playing around it. They have the Assassin's Trophy in hand. Let's make them use it. Shardless D-bag. Alright. Ice Fang Coatl. That could have been worse. Alright, if I draw Thoughtseize or Force of Will right now, I could win the game. That's neither of those cards. So I know that they have the trophy in hand, so I'm not just gonna ram Marilyn onto the stack. I also have this card though. It's pretty good. Abrupt Decay, also pretty good. They don't have any black mana. I could actually decay Arkham's Astrolabe. And then, but they have Ponder. Yeah, that seems kind of like a pipe dream. I'm not going to do that. Not yet, anyway. Another one. Another trophy. Well, I mean, it's going to resolve. And now I can extract Assassin's Trophies from their graveyard, but that doesn't really help. That also gives me the 5th card for Uro. I guess if I extract their trophies, I can at least get a look at their hand. It would be kind of lame if... Alright, I'm actually gonna do that. Alright, what do you got? Like, if I see that their hand can't make black mana, I can also... Or I should save the decay for Coatl. They're gonna brainstorm and save their trophy. But I guess that doesn't really save it. The trophy is still out of their hand, even if I don't get to actually take a card from their hand. Oh, they have the full 4 trophy. Pyroblast, Ponder, Underground Sea. Alright, so for Surgical, I actually have to write these down. Uro, Pyroblast, Ponder, Sea, Misty. Okay, and then in their deck, yeah, so Valky confirmed. That's the main reason to be a Shardless Agent deck. They even have the sweet alternate art versions. 4 Plows, Pyroblast, 1 Blood Moon, or 3 Pyroblasts, 1 Blood Moon, and 2 Uros, 2 Okos. I don't see any graveyard hate. They do have Caracas, which is also a problem for Uro, but okay. So yeah, they have Misty Rainforest, so destroying Arkham's Astrolabe doesn't actually do anything. Ooh, Cling to Dust, good draw. I get do I want Misty or Blood Moon here? Or Blood Moon. I don't want Blood Moon. Misty or Bayou. I have a bunch of black, including a basic source, so I think I'm gonna get the Trop. Okay, green, green, blue, blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. I could Dark Ritual out Maryland, but that doesn't actually do anything. So they can Pyroblast this. Ponder's gone. Carpet. Wow, that's good. Okay. You got a carpet. So Uro, Pyroblast, Underground Sea, and whatever they drew for, or I guess they pondered. So yeah, whatever they found off Ponder or Draw Step, there's one unknown card in their hand right now. That's weird. Oh, they're just going to second main. But if they're going to Pyroblast Uro anyway, why didn't they do it before combat so they can attack for 5? Curious. They can actually just hold priority here and get their Uro back with no chance for me to exile it. Let's hope they fuck this up, but it doesn't look like they're going to. Oh, that's annoying. Carpet of Flowers was, in fact, the perfect card there. And they found Swords to Plowshares. Fuck my life. Okay, that was one of the best turns that there's ever been in a game of Legacy. Alright, fuck this card. And let's just eat it right now. Alright, now we're back to playing fair. The difference is they have Carpet of Flowers and 5 power in play and more lands than me. Shardless Agent, Brainstorm. Alright, that's not Valky. No problem. Yeah, that Brainstorm, or it wasn't it was Ponder last turn. So it was Draw Step plus Ponder, found Carpet of Flower. Oh, and they Erode twice, so they did see a shitload of cards last turn. They can hardcast Valky here. They're making red mana. I'm ready to concede to Valky. Yep. Tybalt is in play, the Cosmic Imposter. That'll do. I did record a league with Shardless Valky. It came out last week or the week before. Check it out if you haven't seen that deck yet. It's really cool. On the draw for round 4. I've kept this hand. It's got a bunch of Force of Wills. Let's see if they're any good. Also has Island Ponder. 1 land away from Oko. All good things. Alright, looks like we're playing against Death Shadow. Oh, they're just going all in on the 3/4 with Swamp Walk, which actually I'm not sure I can beat. Can I Force of Will this garbage? I mean, Oko will eventually gain 3 life a turn. You know what? You can have that. Fuck it. I'm not going to get dazed over that. I have my pride. I'm going to fetch a Tropical Island or Basic Island. They are a Wasteland deck. I think I need my Basic Island. Yeah, I mean, Oko elking this is 1 out to it in the main deck. I could also just eat food and mitigate its attacks. Uro outraces it. But at some point I'm going to have to put a swamp into play. So it is dangerous. They're thinking really hard about this fetch land of cracking. Snow-covered island and ponder. Okay, so that's all really good. Love to have a brainstorm in this situation. I don't really want Maryland, but I guess trying to get the hooks in. Like, I take 6 from Street Wraith, and then end step, flash in, opposition agent, untap Maryland, double force back up, hooks are in. So we'll see how that goes. That's my plan anyway. Ooh, no play. Opposition Agent is my top card. Still playing around Wasteland here. I can even brainstorm in the end step, try to find some action. I mean, they're well into Death Shadow being a real threat range here. Really interesting how much damage they do to themselves. Like, Maryland is a very quick clock, like a lot faster than Street Wraith, actually, because they're at 9 from their own cards. All right, I'm going to hope they're not a Stifle deck. Or if they want to fight over this Brainstorm, that's fine. Like, if they just Spell Pierce here, I'm pretty excited about that, honestly. Okay, so I'm going to have to fetch a swamp this turn regardless, or end up with a swamp this turn regardless. So I can play around Daze if I keep one of these extra lands. I think I'm going to end up drawing a card here either way. I could keep the lands for Daze. I could keep the Ponders to pitch to force. All right, I'm going to put them back like this, and then draw the 4th land, and shuffle away the extra Ponder. Yeah, like, I'm not blocking, so might as well play the swamp. This race is actually going to be pretty close. Much closer than I'm comfortable with. But I have Oko to break the parity, and they do not. I'm just grateful they haven't deployed a second threat yet this entire game. Oh, my creatures can attack too. I was thinking that Maryland is the only thing that does any damage, but creatures are allowed to attack, it turns out. Gurmag Angler. Alright, let me see how this fight's gonna go, and then I can decide what I want to do about Gurmag Angler. This does require black mana. See, how many dazes do they have? So we might be in a spot where, okay, they just let that resolve. I'll force this pitching Ponder. Okay, now the question is, do I want to try to get my hooks in with Maryland, or do I want to force this Gurmag Angler again and try to... Like, I could just let this resolve and try to win with Oko, or I can... Alright, I'm going in. And they probably have more counter spells. The way they've played this game, it's like pretty clear that counter spells are what's in their hand. Like, if they had creatures, they would have played them. So now I know 2 of the 3 cards in their, or 1 of the 3 cards in their hand is a land. Oh, not interested in making our land drop for the turn. I'll take that. So this, all right, I guess I'm playing Maryland. So this is actually kind of an interesting tempo line. Like, I play Maryland. They lose 3 life, have to search. I get a card from their deck. And then I can get Death Shadow? I don't know, let's find out. do they have a removal spell for Street Wraith? Like I can chump with Gurmag, attack, or chump Gurmag with Marilyn, attack them, and they lose. Yeah, so this is actually really close. Non-black creature? Yeah, non-black creature. Okay. Daze, Delver, Stubborn Denial, Thoughtseize, Fatal Push. You get my own Gurmag Angler. I probably just want Death Shadow though. I mean, none of this matters a whole lot. Maybe Stubborn Denial is just the best card. In case they do have like Eliminate or something. You may play those cards for as long as they remain exiled. Alright, I'm pretty sure I can bounce a land to cast Daze. So Daze is probably better than Stubborn Denial. Yeah, I'll take the Daze. Oh wait, I'm just dead. Oh no. If they attack with just Street Wraith, I'm just dead. If they attack with both things, yeah, I'm just fuck. Alright. I miscounted that by 1 life, and now I'm just dead to my own card. Okay, I did so much work there, and yeah, these are not cards I'm used to playing with, obviously. Maybe should have fought over the Street Wraith. Now I know. Alright, Assassin's Trophy coming in. I win that game if I'm at 4 life. I lose that game because I'm at 3 life, though, so fair enough. Fatal Push comes in. I think Flusterstorm is good enough. It's a lot better than these forces. Veil can be pretty good. Yeah, I think I want to just move on to a lot of 1-for-1 interaction and removal. Brazen Borrower. Plague Engineer is solid, like just being a Death Touch body. Just there's a lot of stuff with solid application. I mean, I think I have to get off the Dark Ritual plan for this matchup, because if I commit to a Dark Ritual into Opposition Agent, then they daze. Like, that's just such a giant beating. So I think I like the 1 carpet I have, but don't want the second one. I guess all their lands are islands, though. Maybe Cling to Dust is bad. Like, they're not really doing anything out of their graveyard. Just, if I cast my spells, I think I'm gonna win. Thoughtseize is, like, medium, but okay. It's one of the few ways I have to challenge their hand after this board situation. I guess I have the Veil Fluster over the 5 forces, so I'm not going completely without counterspells. They just look different. Plague Engineer is the last card I'm considering. Plague Engineer is better than... Probably don't need all 4 dazes. Alright, this is what I'm doing. This hand's pretty good. No Agent, no Marilyn, but just a regular good bug hand, which is kind of what you want in a matchup like this. Let's see if they turn 1 Street Wraith me again. Nope. We both kept control hands. So I can play around Wasteland, or I can play into it because I don't care. I'm going to play around it though. Like, getting this Uro on the stack turn 3 right on time seems pretty valuable. Alright, so I'm gonna get the Uro on the stack. I could fetch my basics. But why? Why would I? I don't think they have back to basics. They can't afford to play that card. And I'm already gonna overload a wasteland here. So this Uro puts this land into play, which leaves up Fatal Push. Unless they want to hardcast Daze, which I'm also fine with. Alright, this hand is pretty solid, especially since they didn't come out of the gates particularly quick over there. Oh, they did have a wasteland. Go ahead, show me who's boss. Oh, do they have True Name Nemesis? Because that's actually a problem. I did bring in the Plague Engineer, though. Ashiok Nightmare Weaver. Okay, I have Abrupt Decay for that. That's cool tech, though. They got a Birds of Paradise out of the deal. And exiled a Carpet of Flowers. Too bad, I would have liked to have that. So I'm going to cast Oko. Leaving up the Abrupt Decay. Oko's just in there, like that. Alright, GTFO. Feel like I'm pretty far ahead. Alright, that Wasteland turns on Uro. That Wasteland turns off Uro if they want to strip my green sources. Alright, so they can waste the Bayou, take me off double green. They're probably going to have to do that if they don't want to die immediately to Uro. But Oko is here, causing trouble. Interesting they took the backup Oko instead of the Fatal Push. Alright, do they have Eliminate? What are they going to do about this first Oko? I'm gonna attack. Like, fuck a Death Shadow. It's an elk. That's a deal. Right, they just saw my hand, so I think leaving the opposition agent where it could snipe a fetch land is fine here. And I'm also in a position where I don't really need to run it out, because Oko is just doing work. Ooh. Did somebody say combo? Like, they're gonna have to thread like a removal spell to protect this Marsh Flats. Their 3 cards in hand have to be like a 1-mana creature plus a 1-mana removal spell or interactive spell. Alright, and they're just dead to the Oko, so it didn't matter. So Ashiok Nightmare Weaver. I already have, or Dream Render? Which one is that? Dream Render. I forget. No, Dream Render is the War of the Spark one. Yeah, I think that is Nightmare Weaver. Okay. So I already have every answer to that card that I play in my deck. I have all my removal in. I guess I have counter spells that I'm not actually playing. Daze gets worse on the draw. I might just play entirely to the board. It's just maybe a couple Dazes to keep them honest. But Thoughtseize might be better than Daze. It costs me life, but the information is worth a lot against a deck like this. Just 1 Daze to keep them honest. I don't hate that. Alright, had the Thoughtseize, hand full of removal. This hand's pretty soft to Wasteland, but I think that's okay. Oh no. Please cast Ponder or anything other than Delver. Oh, Reanimate, also pretty good though. Thoughtseize. Alright, Thoughtseize is fine. They're probably going to take my Thoughtseize with their Thoughtseize, would be my guess. Unless they don't care about my Thoughtseize and they want to go up for the Oko. But in general, Thoughtseize is a pretty reasonable play because it protects the information and protects your best card. But my hand is pretty stacked. If they have like a Wasteland or two in their hand, they don't even need to think about these 3-drops for a long time. Alright, so now a fetch land is my best draw. Something to play around Wasteland. Oh, I'll take that. Alright, this will... Alright, that just resolved. No questions asked. Okay, so now I don't care about Wasteland anymore. They've seen my whole hand, I can just F6 here. Kinda hope they don't have Hymn to Tarok. It's not a particularly popular card anymore, but it has seen sideboard play in Death Shadow in the past. Alright, there's Shadow. Okay, so yes, I want to do this. I want to make blue mana. I'm going to play Bayou. And I'm going to evoke the Uro. Get this second land into play. And I can Abrupt Decay Death Shadow at my leisure. I don't think they play any ways to give this like protection from blue. I hope they're not splashing Veil of Summer. And I have seen Bug Death Shadow. It does exist in the wild. They usually play Oko, but I haven't seen any indications they have a third color yet in this match. So I'm just going to hope that they don't. Liliana, okay. That should regrow Death Shadow. Yep. Alright, they milled 2 more Planeswalkers. Cool. So they're going to put either Street Wraith or Death Shadow back to their hand. They put Death Shadow back in the hand. Yes, and I would like to make blue. So I can... So I have 7 mana right now. That's enough to Brainstorm, Assassin's Trophy, and bring back Uro, though that does play into Daze, and if I don't have to, I'll start with a Brainstorm, usually a good place to start. I don't... They did just get back that Shadow. Maybe I'll just put these 2 lands back. Like, I have Carpet of Flowers. What's the rush? Though Opposition Agent actually seems worse than all of this. Alright, so I'll put Opposition Agent back. Then Oko. Just resolved, no questions asked. Make a food with that. I don't even think I care about Liliana. Like, she's gonna die to this food token before she does anything. She already was basically a 4-mana Death Shadow, which is, you know, as good as that's gonna get for them. Alright, they lined that up pretty well, but I found a second answer. Do they have another discard spell? Nope. Alright, so now if they interact with this Fatal Push, then they're not going to interact with Uro, and I can just Elk the Death Shadow anyway. So, show me the Stubborn Denial. Okay, and I'm going to shuffle because I don't want those cards on top of my deck. It's another land and Opposition Agent. Yes, make blue. Blue, blue, green, green. Here's Uro. Yeah, this is a complete slaughter. Even get to use that one floating blue left over. Veil of Summer. Don't mind if I do. Alright, and this will kill Liliana, and that should end the game. There's no reason to go face here. Like, they're dead next turn. It's the same clock, but I can remove Liliana. Womp, 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 womp. Alright, another win on the board. Now we're playing for the positive record. On to the final round. I'm on the draw in the final round. I've kept this hand. Ooh, it looks like we're against another Mana Dingus style deck. Is this the classic Hall Breacher versus Opposition Agent dual decks? Dark Ritual. Didn't need the third agent. Alright, I'm ready to oppose some agenting. So this is kind of dangerous because I don't want to brainstorm into 3 open mana, but I also don't want to brainstorm without a fetch land. Oh, they're poison. Alright, don't have to worry about Hull Breacher, just have to worry about being dead. No big deal. Alright, so I get to play around Daze here. Still in trouble. Oh god, wow. That's a lot of poison threats in the opening hand. Right, so most of my interaction costs 2. But alright, I'm gonna brainstorm and hope they don't daze me. But if they daze me, then they're down to 2 cards in hand, so that's actually not the worst. Cling to Dust, not exciting. Maryland's very bad here. That's a shuffle all day, every day. Alright, I'm probably dead. That was very impressive they were able to deploy 3 different poison threats on turn 2. I was worried when they had 2, and then they also had the BoshNRoll for good measure. 3 cards in hand. 1, 2, 3 poison in play. Do they have the Invigorates? Nope, just 3 poison. I'll take it. Don't have a choice, but I'm glad they didn't have more. Alright, time to find some removal spells, maybe. Ooh, Dark Ritual for Opposition Agent. I found Abrupt Decay, but... Alright, so I'm not going to shuffle this one. I'll take the Decay, then I'm going to Ponder again. And I'm probably going to shuffle this one unless it's a fetch land. I'll keep that. Alright, so not a green source. Is a source, though, so I'll take that. I can start chumping with Opposition Agents, starting next turn, if there is a next turn. The scary thing is, if they don't just combo kill me with pump spells this turn, that means their hand is full of reactive spells, like Counterspell or Vines of Vastwood. Alright, looks like we're getting another on tap. Yuck. No big deal, just more poison. Sucks that this was island and not swamp, so I can't even cantrip the Cling to Dust in the end step. Okay. That is a card that plays. Alright, I'm going to Cling to Dust to draw a card. I'll get rid of my Ponder. Just really looking for green mana here. Though I guess it doesn't really matter, because this is the same. Oh, now I get to do two things. So that's kind of interesting. Guess I should Dark Ritual now. The old Dark Ritual into Fatal Push play. You love to see it. I'm gonna go after this thing. See if they have a Vines to protect it. Yeah, unfortunately they still have the Inkmoth Nexus, which can attack for 3 poison flying, and it only needs to pump 1. Like their 3-card hand only needs to pump once. Alright, they had the days for that. Alright, I'm just gonna F6. If they beat me here, they beat me. It's pretty clear I don't have anything. Nine poison? I'm at 9 poison, alright. Things that don't matter include that. Alright, so if they activate the Inkmoth Nexus this turn, I'm dead. If they try to just chip shot in with Glistener Elf one more time, I can chump. But they can hardcast Force of Will right now. Okay, now I'm dead. Yeah, activating that, whether they attack with it alone or just attack with their 2/1/1s, either one is fine. So, Trophy, Fatal Push, Plague Engineer, Thoughtseize, Flusterstorm, Brazen Borrower. These are all looking good to me. I don't think I want Veil of Summer. That doesn't really interact with the things that I need to interact with. Okay, much like against Reanimator, this combo doesn't matter. Like, I need to win the game somehow, so I can't cut too many things. I don't think Dark Ritual is where I want to be in this matchup. Cling to Dust doesn't matter. I mean, Daze is fine, but not wonderful. I guess on the play, Daze is pretty good, so I'll keep the Daze around. I like the carpet that's in. I don't want to bring in the second one. Maybe Force of Negation gets the cut. Do I have enough win conditions left? Is Opposition Agent better than Uro? Just on face value. Just 3/2 flash versus gain life. Because life doesn't matter against Infect. Alright, I think I'm gonna do it like this. Just this being a flash threat in a combo matchup, it also is a flash blocker against one of their 3 threats. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. And the Maryland lock is out. Thoughtseize, and Double Force, but the Ponder. I'm actually going to keep this. It needs a second land, but this hand lines up really well against my opponent. Let's just take their 1 poison threat, and then they lose. Glistener Elf, Blighted Agent, Inkmoth Nexus. Okay, they have 3 poison threats, no big deal. I could take Brainstorm. No, I'm going to take the Elf. Yeah, I can't take Inkmoth Nexus, unfortunately. So, I'm gonna give them the rest of these cards. Time to draw a land deck. Help me out here. Magic Gods. Got it there. Alright. So what they're gonna do this turn is play Blighted Agent, play Inkmoth Nexus, and tap it to play Blighted Agent. Right, that was a pretty aggressive brainstorm when their hand already has a plan, but you do you. They're probably looking for Daze or Force to protect their Blighted Agent with. Abrupt Decay can kill the agent, then I have to manage the Nexus. Oh, or they're just going to play nice and slow. Okay, that's fine. That gives me time to adjust as well. I need to find an Assassin's Trophy for the Nexus, or I can name Blink Moth with this. This is all good. I can decide if I want, I should have stacked Brainstorm on top actually, but I can decide if I want a second Abrupt Decay in this end step, but I don't think that I do. They may have played so they can have Vines of Vastwood or Veil of Summer available. That might have been what they've done here. I'm still going to make the play. I will Force of Will a Vines or something that would save the Blighted Agent. Like, my assumption of what they did is they put this Tropical Island back in their deck off Brainstorm. They still have the Invigorate because that is important to win the game with. And they probably have some interactive spell left over. Let's hope they don't have 2 interactive spells left over. Shit. Okay. Wrecked. So I'm gonna resolve Oko here. And let's hopefully resolve Oko here. So this is a rogue. This is a Blink Moth. So yeah, I think playing Oko and elking Blighted Agent is step 1. Then step 2 will be Plague Engineer on Blink Moth. And if they just have another counterspell here, what are you going to do? So they could Veil here again, or Vines. But if they Vines here, that's a pump spell that's not in their hand. All right, yeah, that Veil was a fucking blowout. All right, got by double Veil. Didn't have a whole lot of ways to play around that. So they have 2 random cards and a land, 3 random cards and a land in their hand, plus 1 card that they started last turn with. All right, we know they have Invigorate, so this Brainstorm, if it finds another Invigorate or basically any pump spell, I'm dead. Another Invigorate or Berserk, both do it. And the Oko sitting in play incentivizes them to get frisky. Like, they're not going to be able to play a nickel and dime slow poison game for very long because the Oko is just going to invalidate their creature. I'm just going to pause for a second here, like I'm thinking. Just go to damage, don't cast spells. Okay, good. Let's hope they don't have a second Blighted Agent. Sylvan Library, that might be worse somehow. All right, what do we got? All right, do you have another Veil? At least this one won't draw cards. Blink Moth. Oh, I just got my monthly rewards. That was awkward. I thought they conceded. Okay, so I named Blink Moth. This is off, this is off. I'm going to hold on to this swamp in case I draw Brainstorm. I don't know if they play any actual removal spells. It sucks that they had Inkmoth Nexus because these are both humans, and that would have been a huge route if I was able to just sweep all their creatures. But knowing they have Invigorate in hand and Sylvan Library active, I need to check the creatures. Do you have Swords to Plowshares? Oh my god. Alright, I mean, I have not seen that in Infect. I don't know how standard it is to splash a card just off Noble Hierarch. If I had named Human there, they would have been in the Stone Age and never been able to cast that card, but I guess that is the checkmate. So now I need Assassin's Trophy or the other poison guy, or the other plague engineer. But we can safely assume they have Invigorate. They just drew 2 cards with Sylvan Library. So this is 4, 5, 6. And I'm like, if the other 3 cards in their hand can deal 2 damage, I lose. Ooh. Interesting. They're going after my life points and my poison points. That must mean they can just kill me without even using Invigorate. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they just had it both ways. Okay. Got some sweet technology over there, buried by Sylvan Library. Okay, so this deck is pretty soft against combo. There's no surprise there. Lost all our combo matchups. Decks where opposition agent just isn't good on its face are going to be problems for this deck because so much of this deck's engine is based on getting opposition and agent into play. So like we stole a fetch land at one point, stole a Goldspan Dragon at one point. That was probably opposition agent's finest moment. But then we played against Reanimator, which operates way under the 3 mana mark for opposition agent. Poison, which interacts way under the 3 mana mark for opposition agent. So that's kind of chunky. Dark Ritual rotted in the hand once. It was good twice and then was really bad once. So there, I think just committing to mana creatures makes more sense than Dark Ritual. Just play another bird and another goose over those. I'm actually going to make that change right now. So a third golden goose. Like I think that golden goose. Actually, I'm going to do it the other way. Golden goose synergizes with Oko, but I'm preparing for a world without Oko. So just play Birds of Paradise. If Oko is banned by the time you're watching this or any time in the future, cut the Gilded Geese because they're not as good as Birds of Paradise unless you have Oko for synergy. So that's going to be a better plan than that. I think I would also want some sort of backup plan. Now that we're just a 5 mana creature deck, maybe a Court of Cunning, just something else to play the game. Could move Cling to Dust into the sideboard, though Cling to Dust is pretty good against Uro, which is still a problem. Could go down to 1 Marilyn, which, I mean, we're getting pretty far away from Scott's deck that had 4 Opposition Agent, 4 Marilyn in it, but I want to present the most playable deck on the other side of this donation deck experience. So I'm going to turn Marilyn into a Court of Cunning. And so that just gives another dimension, another thing to do, especially on turn 2, it would be really good. If they ban Oko, just put a Marilyn back in and add another Court of Cunning, and there's a deck. So this is how I would build this deck right now. And in the future, when Oko's gone, just another one of these and another one of these. So that was a sweet deck. I'm glad we got the hooks in at least once. Actually went off with Marilyn. Beat the same opponent twice with that way. Sorry, Dragon Lord. Thanks for the Goldspan Dragon. But otherwise, just this is a bug mid-range deck. You know what it is. You've seen Oko, you've seen Uro. Here we are. Oh, everyone, thanks for watching. Scott, thanks for the deck. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next time.